So I'm going to do a video that I swore I'd never do because I got this little toy. I'm going to be using this, hopefully, if it all goes well, instead of using what I've been using was this big old behemoth right here. So we're going to make some bacon and eggs for breakfast. So hopefully this works. Should. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me just cook the bacon. I will cut away while it cooks and do some talking. Okay, while we're waiting for this to cook, we'll talk a little bit about how we started our van life. So originally, what we were looking for was a piece of property to put a tiny home on, which is when we bought this property. We bought it about, I think it was like 2019, 2020, somewhere in there. Because I remember right when COVID started, when everybody else was locked down, we were out here clearing this. So we just kind of, well, we started clearing, we didn't do a lot. But so we planned to do a tiny home, but after we bought it and we started reading through all the papers and stuff, well, you can't really build out here because it's a major flood zone. It's like right on the river, as we already found out that it floods pretty bad out here. So then we wanted to get a travel trailer, something we could pick up and we could move. And so we went looking at like travel trailers and RVs and stuff like that. And then Tracy was watching YouTube, and then she was like, hey, you know, there's people who do like, it's like RV life, but you're in a van. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can do that. And then, so we started looking for vans, and of course me, I'm like looking for the biggest, baddest things. I'm looking for the big, huge, like schoolies and like metro transport, the little short ones, you know. And so we're looking for that stuff, and she goes, no, I want a van that you could drive, that's low profile, that you could go through like drive-throughs and stuff like that, and that way you could be kind of be stealth. Of course, we got solar panels and stuff on the top, so it's not very stealth, but it can still go through drive-throughs, and we can do all that. So we got this van. We got it pretty cheap. It probably cost us about, I think we paid $6,000 for it when we bought it, and it had like a little seat in the back, and we just took the seat out. It was actually a work van that somebody, I think, tried to convert into, I don't know, just a normal everyday van where you can maybe take your family somewhere, and I don't know. But it was pretty much already stripped out. So we took it, and we took a long time with it, just doing a little by little, building it out, and then we both worked together at the same IT company, and we got hired on to another IT company, and they paid us really well. So then we took advantage of that, and we just started dumping all of our money into this van, like everything. And the plan all along was for us to do the van life, but we really wanted to do it on our terms. Like, we wanted to finish our lease where we're staying, and then go do van life after we finished our lease, and still have our jobs and do this. But of course, I guess things went bad with the economy, kind of, I guess. Maybe the company made some different choices, I don't know. But yeah, one day we all had a meeting, and they said they were going to be laying off, and then we were both notified that we were on the layoff list. So we decided, well, might as well just start now. So basically, we broke our lease, which we didn't really want to do. We wanted to finish it and do all that, but we broke our lease, and when that started, we came out here. Now we spent tons of money on the van. We put a new transmission in it, like right before we got laid off. We put a new transmission in it, so hopefully all that's good. We basically got new front end. We had the new front end installed. All the control arms and stuff are new, and all we're lacking is a new engine. So, but right now everything runs good with it. So now our main goal here is clearing up this property. We don't do a lot of traveling, especially right now while we're trying to figure out the money situation. We're looking for work, preferably remote and stuff like that, you know. I don't think we're going to make a living off of YouTube. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, mostly our focus is we're clearing the property so we have a place to go anytime we can't find a place to park. But so far we spent pretty much our entire month here. We don't leave here. We rarely leave here right now while we're clearing, because I got tools and stuff, and until we can put them back in storage, we don't go very far. We leave a couple times, maybe when we go do laundry or something, we leave. But then I got to hide all the tools, because one time before we started staying out here, we left our tent and we left some garbage cans out here that we were using for burn barrels, and we came out and our canopy was gone. Somebody stole our canopy. And then another time we came back again, and then they stole our garbage cans. So the canopy was one thing, but the garbage cans was like, okay, well, no, still anything out here. And we do see there's a little dirt road that goes by us over here that it's just like right out over here that cars are always driving by. There's a little dam down there where people go fishing. So we figure, I don't know, maybe it was one of them. Who knows? Don't really care. We kind of expected that maybe the canopy, something could happen to it, but we didn't expect the garbage cans. So when we're not out here, we try to hide our stuff or take it with us. And yeah, most of it's been just clearing. We had my friend Derek out here. He was out here helping us clear, and then another buddy of his from work was coming out and doing some chainsaw work for us. And then Derek had his accident with the machete and cut off his finger, literally. And so now I've just kind of been out here by myself doing it little by little. I'll do a little bit each day and just burn some and get rid of whatever, you know. I know we got a big old tree right, I think it's that one right there. No, that one right there. It's right in the way of our Starlink where our van parks. So we're gonna either have to find a way to cut that down, or I'll just have to move the Starlink over, because like right now where we started parking the van, we just recently got it into the property. Spent like a month going through the ground, getting rid of all the little tire pokies that are on the ground. And yeah, just spend a little time here and there doing it little by little, and gradually we'll get it all cleared up. My view for it is kind of like a Renaissance-y type park. I'm not sure what Tracy's view is for it, but I want it to be like really nice and green and lush. Maybe go get some Scots lawn and feed it and give it some green, because right now it's all dirt because it was all covered by trees and brush and everything else. So just spend a lot of time raking, cutting, trimming, and then looking back and going, well, now I have to clear that. So yeah, let's check on the bacon and see how it's going. Maybe I'll turn it up a little bit more. I didn't want it to be too sizzly, but it should be more done than that by now. Oh, well, I pretty much got it all the way. Okay, well, turned it up all the way and let's see how that goes. My bad, it wasn't up all the way. I actually turned it off. So now we're gonna just go ahead and I'll just go ahead and flip it now. It's really hard doing this one-handed. Now I don't even see if I properly turned over that bacon. So anyways, yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about Derek. I know you saw him in the previous video, his hand anyway. He's my drummer. I've known him pretty much since he was in high school. I was already out of school, and a buddy of mine, we were playing in a band together, but we didn't really have a drummer, so we were looking for a drummer, and we met him through my brother. And he came over, he tried out. We didn't really think he was that great, so eventually after my buddy moved away, he called me back and asked me, hey man, you know, I could use some pointers on drums. And I played drums for my parents. They played like country music and stuff like that, so I learned to play drums with them. And so I kind of gave him some lessons, and I'd get on the guitar and I'd play it, and I'd kind of show him what to play, and he would play it. And yeah, we just kind of grew from there. And me, him, and my brother, we had a band together called Show and Tell, and we would You know, we would just write lots of different tunes, just whatever we wanted. It didn't matter. It was mostly rock based, but we do some acoustic stuff or just some fooling around. And eventually, I had met this other band. They were looking for a drummer, and I went and I tried out with them as a drummer because Derek had kind of disappeared for a little while. So I went and tried out for them as a drummer, and then one day Derek came over and met up with us, and we started playing a song, and for some reason I couldn't get the drum beat, but I was like, hey, so I throw this stuff at Derek all the time, and I'm like, why don't you let him try the drums, and I'll get up and I'll sing. And so we did the song. I kind of sang blah 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 to it, and I don't know, they were like, hold on a second. They went outside and they came back and they're like, this is how it's going to be. You're the drummer and you're the singer. So we started playing with this band, and we didn't really have a name for a while. And then we played at a bar, and we had another guy that was playing drums for them, and somebody said, hey, what's y'all's name? We didn't really have a name, but for some reason, I don't know, he was probably drunk, and he just goes, Shaving Susie. And they're like, huh, okay. Never thought anything about it. And the next time we went to that bar and we played, they were like, hey, you're those guys from that Shaving Susie. And we're like, what? And so it just kind of stuck with us. We're Shaving Susie. So yeah, we've done a lot of, played with a lot of national acts. Our first national act we played with was Days of the New. And the show went really good, but they didn't really like us playing because we're like Lynyrd Skynyrd meets Pantera. That's kind of our music style, and they're acoustic, so they didn't really like the vibe that we set before they went. So years later, we ended up playing with them again, and we decided to take our whole heavy set and make it all acoustic, and that went great. We didn't have no problems with that. But yeah, we played with Days of the New, Hell Yeah. Shoot, can't even think of them all. Yeah, Days of the New, Hell Yeah. I want to say Black Stone Cherry and Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley was actually the last band we opened for before Derek and I had left for about 9 years. We just recently got back together in this last year, and we started playing, and then Derek chopped off his finger, and so he's on a little break right now, and which means we're on a break. We don't really want to get another drummer. We don't want to replace him. It was actually his idea to get us all back together. And hold on, let me check this bacon real quick because it's kind of smoking really bad. Probably overdone. I should actually turn it back down. I think I turned it up too high. So we'll just call that batch a crispy batch. I kind of overcooked it. Oops. So basically we have to cook we're just doing this entire pack of bacon and probably more than a dozen eggs because we're still fine-tuning our fridge and we've been wasting a lot of food in it. I don't know why it doesn't seem to get cold enough, but I turn it down a little bit, see if it we'll save our food a little bit longer. Okay, we'll let that go a little bit. Okay, so anyways, where we're at. So yeah, I play with a band right now. I'm doing, I play guitar and I sing. And so I like to make sure I have the ability to practice, even when we're out here at the property. So I brought my guitar. In my guitar case, I keep a Spark Go. I had the bigger version of the Spark 40, but of course, space is a big thing in the van. So yeah, I got the Spark Go, and I'm loving it, man. I'll stand out here like Slash on the cliff of the river over there. I'll just be sitting over there on the cliff playing on my little Spark. And yeah, so if you want to know anything else about the Spark, just hit us up and I'll tell you everything, my experience with it anyway. I mean, it's pretty much like, it's a little bit fatter than a cell phone, but you can charge it like a cell phone. I use my cell phone charger to charge it. And I mean, you can't play super loud with it. Speaker gets kind of like flappy a little bit if you get too loud, but other than that, it's great. And that's what I use. Pretty much our entire okay. Pretty much our entire van is, I don't know, we pretty much got it mostly the way we want it. Storage is a huge issue because we were buying storage things and putting it in there as we go, and we figured we had plenty of time. We didn't know that we weren't going to have our jobs. I mean, we were really banking on keeping our jobs for at least a couple more years, and then we would have been set. I mean, we kind of planned to do this all along. It's just, it's kind of like a premature start, a little earlier than we wanted to start. We were going to video our journey. We should have been videoing our whole entire build. I've done a couple things in there where I kind of show our electrical system. And we had a MoFi Wi-Fi router that we started out using. I mean, it was okay, but because of the way our insulation is, we basically have, it's like the foam with the aluminum on each side of it. It really blocks the signal, so sometimes you don't get great signal. So we eventually, I mean, as soon as they came out with the Starlink, we got the Starlink, and we love that. Other than the tree right there. I mean, up until this last week, we were parked in the driveway because we couldn't drive up in here. We got great signal up just in the driveway. It's just, we got a tree in the way here. So, yeah, it's just a little run through of our, a little background, a little history of us and how we start. And hopefully we get things a lot smoother as we go. I'm new to the video thing, and it's kind of weird knowing that Tracy's inside the van and I'm out here, and it probably sounds like I'm talking to myself because I'm talking to you on the phone. But it's got to be done, so I'm going to do it. And yeah, I watch a lot of other van lifers. Of course, you got to watch Chrome and Van City Van Life. He is I kind of consider him the godfather. I don't know why. I didn't like him in the beginning for some reason. I don't know. But then after watching him, I was like, oh, this guy is like a real deal. He actually lives it. He doesn't just go shoot the perfect shots. And he kind of shows you what works and what doesn't work, at least for him. I know in Canada, it's probably a lot different than here in Texas because it's hot as balls here. I mean, we came out here this last summer, and we just camped in the driveway. We didn't even make it the whole night before we went back home. I mean, we're just kind of doing like little test runs of the van, and that was when we're like, yeah, we're gonna need a way to keep it cool in there because we have 2 cats, and we don't want anything happening to them. So basically, we went and bought one of those little portable stand-up air conditioners, and we got a generator. So we've tried it at the house where you can plug into the house and run the air conditioner, and that's fine. It works fine that way. We don't know how it'll work on the generator, which the generator can handle it, but just seeing how everything goes. Hopefully all that goes good. We'll find out, I guess, when summer gets here. Because where we're at, it gets super duper humid. I mean, it was so humid. We were just standing out here one time in the summer and felt like we were going to pass out, just standing here. But I think clearing a lot of the brush and the trees, it's allowing some breeze to come through here. So we'll see how that goes. Because if you look across, let me turn this around. Right over there, that was basically what our property looked like over there. Just nothing but brush and trees. So we'll keep clearing it, and hopefully all that works out great. We plan to stick to it. I mean, we have no regrets about doing this. We love it so far. We have our portable shower set up. That's great. The only thing that's a pain in the butt is going and getting water when you want to take a shower. We haven't used any like gym memberships or anything like that. So far we've done everything out here. We're far enough out into the woods where we have plenty of privacy, but we're close enough to in town, so if we want to go run and get something, we can go to the grocery store. I mean, it takes like 10 minutes to go to the grocery store, so that's fine. And yeah, so hopefully, if you have any questions, y'all can feel free to hit us up and we'll answer them the best we can. If you want to know about our electric system, how we got it hooked up, I know I've done some videos on that, but there's a lot more we could do as far as our electrical system. I know right now we have the Renogy 200 amp hour Bluetooth batteries that for some reason they discontinued them. So we bought 2 refurbs to finish our setup. So we actually have 600 amp hours of battery, but right now we're only using 400 because one of them, shortly after we got it, the Bluetooth went out. We were like, oh well, we can't monitor that one, but as long as we can see the other 2, the other one should be close. Well, we just found out a couple weeks ago, or this last week, maybe 2 weeks. No, they don't stay the same. They're not close enough together in age, I guess, so the resistances don't let them charge the same. So that battery with the Bluetooth out, it actually drained all the way, and it caused our entire system to shut down, like everything. Like, we woke up one morning, the fridge was beeping, it kept going off and on, and at first we thought it had been cloudy for a few days and we got no sun, because when the sun came out, everything started working again. But the very next day, everything just shut off. There was no beeping, there was no nothing. We lost everything. And what happened is, I guess that one battery that we couldn't read, it drained down all the way and it caused the other 2 batteries to shut down. So we just we disconnected that one. We still have it in the van, and I'll just have to manually charge it, and I don't really have a way to monitor it unless I hook up a monitor to that one. But I'm guessing, I'm not sure if there's a way when you have them all in a battery bank. I don't know if there's a way you can monitor each individual battery, which is what we were trying to do, because if it's going to shut off all the other batteries, there's no point in having it in the bank, because it'll end up ruining the rest of them, I think. But yeah, we don't have a ton of we just use the Bluetooth for monitoring it. And yeah, it's nice when it works. I know the app is buggy and it doesn't always work, but for the most part it works all right. I don't know if I would recommend Bluetooth or not now, but if there's a way to monitor each individual battery, somebody hit me up, because I would like to know if there's a way to have a battery bank but monitor each battery without the Bluetooth, because we don't, we don't want to hook that up without the Bluetooth. And yeah, basically our whole system is Renogy. We have the 50-watt Rover, I believe. I'd have to look at it again, but we upgraded to a 50-watt Rover because the other one that came with the 400 Wanderer package, it broke. It just quit working. And then our panels are Renogy. We tried to keep everything with the same. Figured that it would, everything being compatible would be great. Maybe we'll upgrade eventually to something else. But yeah, I'm just kind of mumbling on because I'm not really sure where to start with all that. But yeah, our build is 100% do-it-yourself. Our bed frame, we just did a 2x4 bed frame where you can kind of slide it in like a futon. And I don't know, I'd like to eventually tear that down and do an aluminum frame for weight reasons. And yeah, hopefully we have this van for a long time, because it's nice. The only thing I don't like is not being able to fully stand up in it. I wake up in the morning and I come outside and I stand. This chair that I just brought out here, we just got that specifically for the van life, and I haven't pulled it out because I don't want to have to load it back in. But right now we use both the van and the Jeep, mostly because we have a lot of stuff for clearing the property in the Jeep, and so we use it as a extra, we call it our scout vehicle. So we go back and forth, I'll go on runs and Tracy will stay here with the van and the cats. And so far everything's working out with that. It's a little bit pain in the butt when we want to go somewhere together, because we don't want to leave anything out here unattended where somebody can mess with it or anything like that. But yeah, let's check on the bacon. I mean, so far this is, seems to be working okay. It's not quite as steady as the other one. Normally the other one, I can just kind of set it and it does its thing, but it's working all right. It's a lot better than lugging out that big old huge thing and tearing it all apart. So also, we write reviews on a lot of the stuff that we use. We just started it on our website. So if you go to vanlifepreppers.com, you can see some of the reviews that we wrote on the stuff that we use. Of course, if it's bad, we're gonna say it's bad, And if it's kind of like a middle ground, then we'll just give it a middle ground review. I'm not going to say something's good if it's not good, and I'm not going to review something that I don't use and I don't know anything about. I have to use it and like using it in order to give it a good review. But we don't get paid by anybody for any reviews. We don't, so far nothing with our site is monetized. We're brand new and we're doing it because this is how we live, and sharing that for other people who want to do it. You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to call this done because the other ones were a little bit too crispy. Now, I like crispy bacon, but it actually tastes burnt, so... Let me get another batch of bacon. Like I said, I gotta cook this whole pack, and then I gotta cook a whole dozen eggs. I'll just make scrambled eggs. I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me cook sunny side up eggs. I'll just dump them all in here, if they're still good anyway. Hopefully they are. We've had them in the fridge for a while. And being that we've done lost several packs of meat, I'm hoping the eggs are alright since they're on the bottom. Okay, so that is the last bit of the bacon that I'm cooking there. So anyways, as far as getting a piece of land or property, I'd probably recommend it. If you can find a piece of land to park, I mean, I don't know, it'd kind of look homeless if you just stayed there all the time, which we plan to leave here eventually and go do other things, but it's a home base. I call it the Van Jacinto River Camp because it's on the San Jacinto River. So we got really lucky with it. When we were looking for property for the tiny home, we wanted something. We wanted to get 10 acres of land, but wasn't quite in the budget. So we got this, and I mean, I would recommend, if you're doing van life, getting yourself a little piece of property. That way you always have a place to go to, and it's a home base. I have no regrets about it. I wish it didn't flood out here, but it does. So we got to keep that in mind whenever we put anything up or build anything. As long as you can wheel away and leave whenever water gets high, that's fine. I think we paid roughly maybe $8,000 for a half acre. That's what we got. It's either $8,000 or $9,000, somewhere in that price range. We do have a property owners association. I don't really know what they do, because all we do is we pay and they just send us a bill. It's a little bit annoying because when we bought it, the title research company said there was no homeowners association or anything like that out here, but there is one out here. But they don't really mess with us. I know we can't really build anything out here without special permits. Like if we wanted to build a house or something, it would have to be on stilts, but don't really want to mess with that because from what I hear, the water's been pretty high out here. It's been up to about 8 feet, and the flood that we had, it was about maybe 1 or 2 feet. I mean, we're in the driveway, which was higher than the property, and it was about 6 inches from getting into the van, maybe. And luckily, it didn't come any higher than that. But it's still worth it. I don't want to be like constantly moving and being told you can't park here. It's our place. We can pretty much do what we want. We want to keep a nice, neat park looking place. So when we get it all cleared up and looking good, it'll be great. We have gatherings and barbecues and stuff like that. I know my drummer has come over here a few times and we've cooked on our little caveman pit. And I want to have family and friends out here. Maybe get all my bandmates out here and we'll do a camp and stuff like that. I know we do have coyotes and some wild hogs out here. I think Tracy saw a wild hog in the flood when she came out to check on the river. It was like in the middle of the night. It was really dark out, and she came out to see where the river was at because I was stranded in the Jeep about a block away. I couldn't get to us, and I'm having to wade through water just to get back to the van. I had killed the battery trying to start it because the distributor cap or something went out on it, and by that point it was already too late. We weren't getting the van or the Jeep we were just on little islands. And yeah, let me check this bacon here. I think it's done. I'll flip it over one more time. Yeah, we'll just give that a minute and we'll call it done. Not to egg you on or anything, but it's egg time. Haha. Throw them on the ground here for right now. Now just cook it in all that grease. Just gonna do them all. Get rid of more. Probably have an egg for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So yeah, we're hoping to find some remote work to figure things out. I mean, I'd like to stay remote. It's really nice just being able to be out here. And we actually were working remote our last month of work, and it worked out pretty well. I don't know why they could let us just keep doing that, but I guess whatever happens, happens. Hopefully that's not too much grease. I mean, it is too much grease, but it should be fine. Not like dumping stuff all over the property, you know. Usually just cook it until it cooks away, and yeah, so I swore I didn't want to do cooking videos, but obviously it is a part of van life. It's a part of off-grid, it's a part of camping, and I figured I'd take advantage of it to share some things about us and how we got here and where we're going. You'd figure, me being a musician and playing on stage, that I would be more comfortable with the camera or whatever, but I'm not, because I'm actually, I just wanted to play guitar. I'm actually a quiet, more shy person until you get to know me. So it's hard for me to get up on a stage for people that I don't know. And I don't know. Actually, the first year of me playing with this band, they used to always tell me to get my hands out of my pocket when I was on stage, and I was like, well, I don't know what to do with myself, because we already had we had 2 guitarists at the time, and we didn't want to have 3 guitar players on the stage, so I didn't have nothing to do with my hands. So then I was like just holding my mic cord or the mic stand, and I didn't do a lot of talking in between songs, and I still don't do a lot of it. I like to just go from song to song to song, you know, but I'm adjusting to that. I do fine with it. I'm just a quiet person. So this thing's working out pretty good, actually. It wasn't quite as steady as the big stove, but it does work, and it's a lot less to pack up. So I still haven't figured out the secret to getting it non-stick on this cast iron skillet, but it is a lot easier to clean. So yeah, I look forward to sharing more of our videos with you, and maybe get some more entertaining videos, not just cooking or clearing the property. You know, maybe we want to build a little like a tiki hut gazebo. We have these things around here. I don't know what they're called. I just call them dinosaur plants. But we plan to take some of those and use them for the gazebo roof for shade and stuff. I don't know. Things have kind of slowed down since it's just me out here working and Derek ain't out here, but I'm sure once he recovers, he loves coming out here and burning stuff. So we'll get out here and we'll do some more of that stuff. Like I said in one of my other videos, we actually started recording like the day before and the day of, and then he had his accident out here, which didn't expect that to happen with a machete, but it happened. So we kind of paused for a little bit, and I was like, well, I want to get things moving, so I'm going to just start recording random things that I'm doing out here by myself. Yeah, I'll try to get a little more energetic in my videos and not be so quiet. Like I said, I'm a quiet person. But it's basically day-to-day living in a van. It's me and my wife and 2 cats, Skylar and Marley. They've actually adapted to it really well. We didn't know how they were going to go from a house to a van, especially Marley. She's been in a house for years. And Skylar, we got her as a kitten. Actually, we got her out here from this area. We're wondering maybe she could have been she could be from around here, because we've actually taken some dogs that have showed up out here to a no-kill shelter that's nearby, and that's where we got Skylar after our dog passed away, and we didn't want Marley to be lonely, so we got her Skylar to hang out with. But I don't know, we thought she'd take 2 or more, but she avoids her. Now they're in a van, they're close together, and they seem to get along all right. It's just, I guess it's a cat thing. That's a lot of eggs. So if there's any questions you'd like to ask us, feel free to hit us up in comments and we'll answer them the best we can. Or if there's, you know, maybe you're new to van life and you're trying to figure things out. I know it's a process. I mean, technically you could just get a van and you can move into it. We were just planning on doing this long-term, full-time, and thinking of the cats and the comfort for the cats. So we took a lot of time with ours, and we still didn't even finish everything we wanted to do. It was a money thing, you know. We planned to finish our lease and then spend that extra money that we weren't spending on our lease. We planned to put that all into the van, so we don't have that now. So we have what we have, which is basically I guess it's kind of a simple setup. And so we're having brunch with Chris. I won't do videos this long cooking. It's taking a long time. Just kind of cooking out the grease here. Pretty much done. I think we'll call that done and get ready to end this whole video. Alright, so there you got it. Bacon and eggs. So that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed me sharing a little bit about ourselves and kind of how we got here. Maybe we'll do some more next time, and I'll try not to make such a long cooking video. I just trying out something new. And see you next time. Remember to like and subscribe if you like our videos. I guess you're supposed to say it helps with the algorithm. And yeah, that's about it. And see you next time. Peace.